Um, alright. Alright, we're starting now. Switch over to podcast time. Alright, got Kingston here with me. Say hello.
Hey, we alive.
Sweet, yes.
How we do it?
Yeah, alright, the sounds are all working. Cool. Alright, hello everyone. So, sorry, first time we are doing this on a Tuesday. Yesterday... Yeah.
This was my fault, so just to blame me
No,
for this.
not really. You were having NBN issues down your end. I was having connection issues on my like last night as well. To be honest, like I was streaming like a couple of times, and each time they've each stream was like disconnected
Well,
multiple times. So yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. Excuse me, but yeah. So this is it. Yesterday I just did a bit of an unboxing thing of a little haul I got from Mandarake. Mostly like little, I don't know what are these called. They're like, I guess they're soft vinyl, but like they're small-ish figures.
what are candy toys?
They are, and I got a bunch of like candy toys. Now these are Geki Ranger series, so I'm guessing these candies are like more than 10 years old.
you don't want it that.
They're a moon candy. I ate one last night. I feel okay.
Just, man, you're gonna call me at the hospital. Just tell me you shouldn't have eaten that.
Nah, man, I'm gonna crush it up and snort it.
That's what cocaine is for, kids.
Yep. I'll just make a no, not to. I do not condone the use of drugs or any thing. Hey, Ganja
Please don't
Ninja.
report on the police.
No, we don't do any of that. Anyway, Ganja, what's up, man? How you doing? Okay, welcome. First of all, alright, we're on the later on. So we'll be talking about Mr. Kingston has prepared a presentation today for issues with Toei's releases.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Kamen Rider Saber as I just finished off the first episode literally before we started recording, and I have thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like you should go first this time around.
Okay.
Let people move into the conversation.
Oh, look at this is like the poster for the latest Kamen Rider series. Now I haven't watched like a lot of Kamen Rider stuff like series. Mostly I've just seen like the movies, like when they cross over with like Sentai. And
yeah.
Watching Kamen Rider Saber, I felt like I just watched an episode of Sentai. Like
So it's basically just like a downgraded Sentai at this point.
See, in aspects, yes. Aspects of it, I feel like I wish that was in Sentai as well, right? Okay. Here's the thing. With like first episodes of Sentai, it's usually I feel like they usually try to like rush everything out, like introduce all the characters all at once, right?
Yeah.
That's why I enjoyed Kira Major. Look, it had like it had episode 0 where it introduced the 4 characters, excluding Red, and Red gets introduced in the official episode 1. So episode 1 was Red focused, and focused like as in like introducing us to him. So we already have the other 4 characters introduction. So it didn't feel rushed. It's but you get the mecha introduced as well, but they don't fully combine until like 4 or 5 episodes in, like the full where all 5 come together.
Wait, there's Mecha in Kamen Rider?
Sorry, no. This is Kira Major.
Correct.
Basically, like sorry, I'm rambling on, but like basically, I like the opening, like the how Kira Major starting because it took its time, introducing all the Sentai tropes.
Yeah, right.
Right, but and also okay, now with Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider is usually just like, mainly you have the one hero like who the series focused on, right?
Yeah.
And then you got a secondary rider and a tertiary.
You usually have like tertiary and secondary riders. Most of the time when they go off the rails, they have like, I don't know, maybe 10 or so.
Okay, all right. So, okay. I have like a vague idea of like the other 2 main characters, who they're going to be in from the first episode, I guess.
Right.
I think like I kind of wish like Sentai does like this, where because I enjoy like I enjoyed it like in Power Rangers Ninja Storm and what's another one? RPM, where you got the main three that they start off, and then like gradually introduce more group people to the gradually introduce more members to the group. So so I don't want cause like trying to like introduce all the characters all at once feels like it's too much of a rush. So yeah, we get an introduction to the. Is this basically a Sentai show? Because you got the primary colors now. You got the red, blue, and yellow.
I mean, it's like they're kind of versatile in color palettes, so I don't know if they really ran out of ideas with color palettes in Kamen Rider.
The thing with Kamen Riders, you usually see, that guy looks like a grasshopper. He must be a Kamen Rider. I don't get I don't see any like of the grasshopper elements in these. Even like the big bug eyes kind of like divert into flames. They look more like visors, especially with the other ones. This guy just looks like an Ultraman. Like Belial or something, but I haven't seen him in the show yet.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
We see this guy in the first episode. Vaguely don't know much about him, but I'm guessing he's like this central villain.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, just one thing I don't like about like these Toei shows since like I guess mid 2000s or whenever they started using CGI. The amount of like Toei level CGI in the first episode, like it was a whole action sequence where it's just like jumping, flipping, and like sword slashes and shit. I felt like I was watching like a CGI opening to a PlayStation game.
That's basically how it is nowadays. I don't know how people are able to accept that.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if you've seen like this. There's this clip of a fight scene from Kira Major that went around of like Kira Red, fighting like a witch character. It's like there's some amazing camera work in there and some action sequences. It's the background and like the effects are all CGI and shit, but you see like the human element where you can tell this is them doing it. You know?
Yeah, right.
Okay, we've been redeemed a Morphin time, so we got a henshin. Ready for this? Let's think of something. We'll do Gokaija.
Gokaija.
Okay, I'll be red. Okay. Gokai change.
Gokai change.
Gokai red. Yeah. Gokai red.
Gokai blue.
All right. Thank you for those reviews. All right. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Like you said, you skimmed through the episode 1 of Kamen Rider Saber.
Yeah, that is correct. I mean, I do. I was just trying to because someone uploaded it, and I was just. I wasn't really very tempted to watch this show, given that it's. I was given the impression that it was supposed to be, it's an isekai show. Of course, Japan's media industry is basically running on treads. So that was the first impression what I got out of it. Currently, coming from every other show that was coming out from that country, and they were currently just trying to catch up with whatever's the next new thing. And I was surprised that looking at skimming through the show, it looks very. I don't want to say it's a cheap but it seems like a very cop out compared to the other iterations. Like
I don't know. Even like it looks very cartoony. Like down right to the aspects of his costume, like this dragon head, they just looks like a Digimon. They put the fucking shimmer in the eye. There's an anime dragon, like straight up. Also, there's a CGI dragon in the first episode, and it looks more fake than the CGI dragon we got way back in Ryuki. The way it moves and shit, like it just looks like someone was like.
Just like very geriatric.
Because there's a scene where the dragon spins around the main character, and it looked like someone highlighted the model and just like rotated it around the main character. Like there was no fluidity with the movement, especially CGI. But I don't know. But I don't know if I'll keep watching it maybe like as a weekly thing. But I think I need to watch another Kamen Rider series to get me hooked.
Because it almost sounds about right that you would have to watch more Kamen Riders.
Yeah. I'm thinking of watching Gaim because I did watch a movie. Like the movie, I think it was Showa Rider versus Heisei Riders, and that was Gaim's time, right?
Yeah, that was the
Yeah, yeah, I dig the character, and yeah, the suit's hella awesome. Yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on Kamen Rider Saber. Yeah. Um, yeah, like I don't know, like and the ending, the ending was like it's like a dance number like that you see in a lot of like recent Sentai. Like man, I don't know. Like it definitely
It
feels
was
more
like,
like a kid show, like compared to like.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm actually genuinely curious of why they actually had to add an ending because the past, how many years has it been since 2001? More than 19 years. They haven't even done a
no.
ending. Oh, actually, correct that.
Cedric one two
Hibiki
one
had an
four.
ending.
Thank you for the follow. Sorry. Yep. Go on.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Sorry. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, I was about to say,
The
I got
ending theme,
corrected
right?
again. It was the ending theme. They didn't do that again. They did that again with Hibiki, but
Hibiki, right,
after
right.
that, no more. They
Was,
would crunch out a lot of
wasn't
time for the
Hibiki?
drama.
Hibiki wasn't meant to be like a writer series
I think it was
initially,
just
right?
supposed to be like a general tokusatsu show, like just have a bunch of oni and then it's
Right.
based
Yeah,
off.
I get the Oni theme from it definitely, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have. This is another one where it doesn't really look like Kamen Rider. Like it doesn't have the big bug eyes, you know.
Yeah,
Do you think it would have done as well if it wasn't a Kamen Rider show?
I wouldn't be so sure. If they integrated, it was another show that they wanted to do was a Henshin Ninja Asahari.
Okay,
They
that's a mouthful.
they wanted to reboot that.
Right, right.
Yeah, it was basically a feudal Japan version of Kamen Rider, but
Feudal Japan.
no one really. Yeah,
Would
it's
Hibiki
forgotten.
be?
It's forgotten. It's forgotten for true time that no one understands Henshin Ninja Asahari, but
Right.
they started releasing episodes through the Toei World Channel Network.
Right. Oh, so 3 is like I guess the main number that most writers are in the show, right? Like every Kamen Rider show at least has 3 writers, right?
Yeah.
If I'm getting that right.
Right.
Was 01 the first one to have a female tertiary writer?
If you count Femme from the movies and what is it, Poppy from X-Aid.
Right. Was Poppy a tertiary writer?
Apparently, as far as I'm concerned, I
Okay.
haven't really watched the show, but I do know that she was
Fair
part
enough.
of the cast and then turned
Yeah,
into a
yeah.
writer.
Maybe I'll watch X-Aid. I do love the aesthetics of X-Aid. Yeah, alright. Okay, that's pretty much like what I. That's all my thoughts on what I've seen so far with Kamen Rider Saber. I've been meaning to get a Kamen Rider belt just because.
Well, it depends on which one you get, though. I was interested in getting the complete selection modification belts.
Right.
They're very expensive as hell. It's over $300, $500.
No, just
You
get the
really
normal.
want to go for that market?
I-
I don't think many people will.
This thing is, I'm happy to get like the the DX ones that are really meant for like little Japanese kids and like you can barely wear it.
You can probably fit around your waist. You're small enough. For everything.
Yeah, definitely. I just like I'll buy one of the extension things. It's like just one is actually enough to fit around.
I thought those extension things cost $70 to $100 the last time I checked.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm
looking at the wrong places here, but I feel like that might be biased.
Here's the thing. I have like multiple belts from like buying like the Sentai buckles. Because I just use the DX one, so I sort of like just try to connect them with each other.
If they're cross compatible, I guess that could work.
Yeah, I'll make it work. I don't know. Gaim looks like a good one to have, a cool one to have. But I don't want to get. I don't want to get one where it's like there's all the gimmicks for it. Like I don't want to end up like spending like more than the belt itself to get all the gimmicks.
Yeah, but that's the problem with Kamen Rider. You're willing to spend the money on the gimmicks.
Yeah.
And change it every year because most people who just buy the new ones each year, several on. Waste of an investment because if you go buy all the gimmicks and then they become pretty worthless.
Right.
As sans by Mandarake Marketplace, so you see
Yeah.
all the American stuff.
I wouldn't mind getting a decade maybe because then you can cosplay any Kamen Rider without getting another
Yeah,
belt.
you can do that. If there was one belt that I wished that was made was the complete selection Agito Ultra Ring. It's basically the Agito's Henshin belt. That thing I love looking at. I love looking at it, but I like it how it's integrated with the Agito design.
Right. I think. Wait. Does Decade have a gimmick? It scans like barcodes, right, on cards.
It scans cards and the
Okay.
barcodes and then just
Right.
pulls the right.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts. Do you want to start your thing now?
I guess I could start. So with
Okay, so do I? I'll just. Yeah, so I think you'll have to share your screen, and I'll put it up.
she
There we
can share
go.
my screen. Let's see if I can. I don't know if this is popping up, so I'm gonna have to look
Yeah,
at the
it's popping
Twitch.
up. I'll maximize
Do you
it.
see the title card?
Yep. Oh, hang on. Wait. No, not yet. Actually, I'll pop it off.
Hang on a
So pop out. Yep. Sweet. Now I'll go here. Cool. Yep. Okay, Kingston's prepared a little presentation. So everyone in the classroom, be quiet and listen to what he has to say.
Oh, wait, that's not it. If I do full screen, it's not going to show up. I don't know if it's all right. There's okay.
Oh, it'll show. Hang on. Go back to being full screen.
Yep.
Okay. Are you supposed to press play and then?
It's not showing up.
It's not showing up, huh?
Did
you put animation on the text?
I haven't done anything so far. I just let it do its work. Hang on, I'm just let me fix that up because I might have to. I'll just do a full screen one, and I think that should be able to fix the trick.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
There we go. Screen.
Toei versus home video. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of our characters so we can see a full thing. All right. Cool.
That might be good.
Alright, Toei.
All right.
Or, hang on, let's see. Sorry, I'll move it down. Make it bigger. Alright. Okay. Go right ahead.
This should work.
Yep.
I'll be presenting to the podcast tonight that Toei has pretty much screwed up a lot of their media releases, especially with the DVDs coming out recently and maybe some of the Blu-rays that came with it previously. I know they're not perfect. They have a lot of budget going towards a few things and some they don't. That's understandable. We get it. But there has to be a few things that we want to bring up here, especially because this is a topic that kind of came up, and there was one video particularly about it that sparked a light in my own mind that I had to discuss about this. Now, I was going to do a video about this, but it wasn't very justifiable in the fact that I'll probably make a lot of mistakes, that there's so much research that has to go into this, understanding how film restoration works and whatnot. And but I managed to feed myself as much as I could. So let's, without ado, I'll start with the few things first.
Cool.
Now, before they start even releasing anything on media, the first few things we have to understand was VHS won the war in Betamax. VHS medium was far cheaper and affordable because they were pretty much almost everywhere. Betamax pretty much was a Sony product.
What is Betamax?
It's a tape format. Apparently, it was supposed to be like a little higher quality, but it was apparently a little expensive.
Okay.
What happened was that Sony apparently limited the technology to like 4 companies, like Toshiba or some of the like other subsidiaries of Sony or affiliates. VHS was a universal format, so everyone pretty much didn't have to pay royalty to pay for it. So they just started making machines and tapes, and then tapes started. Also, the factor of blank tapes started like because I had longer recording hours on VHS, which also contributed to the factor of Betamax's limit on like 1 or 2 hours or less than that, maybe 30, 60 minutes, I think it was in the 80s.
Okay.
Also, Laserdisc didn't find its footing in the collector's market until like the early to mid 90s when they started releasing collector's edition stuff. And another thing is that video rentals and music rentals were legal in Japan in the 80s. They were trying to ban computer software rentals for a while. Because people were apparently just pirating the computer software. They were selling cracking software to go with it as well.
Yeah, I can see that because like in Indonesia you can buy like you'll find those shops where they sell like pirate softwares everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, Laserdisc. I've never seen anything on a Laserdisc, but like that one episode of regular show has made me curious to see like the quality of what Laserdisc looks like.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a lot of videos about Laserdisc, well, for quite some time, but I haven't bought any Laserdisc medium yet.
Damn.
I was interested, but it's quite expensive right now because it's a very collectible. It's a collector medium.
Yeah,
and,
I feel it. So like the record vinyls, right? Like vinyl records.
Yeah, basically. But this Laserdiscs are much more niche than record vinyls, even though record vinyls are starting to come back.
Yeah,
and
that's interesting.
Everyone started buying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's despite being an analog format, it can sound good or better than CD. That's why records were starting to come back. But Laserdisc was stuck on analog video, and the video was staying at a specific format. But you can enhance the sound, but the video quality stayed the video quality.
Right.
That's it. That's one of the downfalls here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep.
All right. So moving on. So this is what. I just want to show this little video here, if they could, if the audio even shows up.
Yeah.
This is an episode of the Kaiju Club, episode 1, and this is what people would used to do before they would.
I'm not sure.
Before they even have. Like,
you're sharing your screen, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it will share the audio. Try it.
Yeah. Let's see that.
I'm not hearing anything. If there's something happening. Yeah. Nah.
I think it's just got subtitles, so I think I should be
alright, fair enough, yeah. In the era before home video. Via cassette tape. And listen to those tapes over and over again. Okay, I'm going to play it. So it's just basically without the visual. Here we go. So I'm guessing they're listening to the tape there.
Yeah, they are.
Now look at the amount of focus in that room. I wish I... Okay. Look at the guy in the middle. Oh man. How does this look? Shingo, dinner time. I'm recording right now. Could you keep it down? What? Your food's gonna get cold. Oh, is this the guy's recording? It's like, Mom, I'm trying to record. Shingo, I'd recommend using the microphone jack next time. Right, I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah,
so that was just a cute clip of what people normally do, maybe in the late 60s or 70s before...
before video killed the radio star.
Before video came. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
They were very niche medias, but they weren't available to consumers yet, so yeah, not many people would even own those niche video recording formats. I don't know why I know about this, but
I'm just curious. What clip is this video? What show is this clip from?
It's called Kaiju Show. I mean Kaiju Club.
Kaiju Club. Are there actual kaijus in the show, or is it about people who are basically fans of kaiju?
This is just about fans who are into kaiju, like Ultraman stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Kaiju is a type of tokusatsu, so
yeah,
definitely.
It's pretty fair.
Yeah,
it's only like 4 episodes long. We should take a look into it.
Okay, yeah, if it's only 4 episodes, I'd be down to check it out. Yeah.
Okay, so Toei did release some stuff on Betamax before the medium died out. So these are free tapes from a show called National Kid. And what National Kid is basically trying to advertise Panasonic products within the 60s. So these are
Betamax tapes, or?
Yeah, these are Betamax tapes.
Wow, okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, these are the only evidence of Betamax tapes of a Toei show that exists.
Right.
Because Toei did not release any sort of video on Betamax whatsoever.
So there are only 3 in existence from Toei.
Maybe 3 from existence.
I mean, like, not 3 in existence, but like, they've only made 3 releases. Yeah.
Okay, 3 releases.
3 releases, okay.
They also released, by this time, I think around the 80s, they're only releasing by their 60s show. But if aside from the covers, notice about the prices on those spines. Those cost $1,300, $800.
Wait, where's the price? Where's the price? I'm missing it.
It's on the spine.
The spine. Okay. Right. Okay. 13,000. Oh, that's like 138 Australian American dollars.
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy.
That's like $160.
It's like 100, yeah, but like 180 or something. Like basically
Yeah,
that cost.
108.
Wow.
And keeping in mind, they
Jeez. Okay, sorry. I'm just throwing.
yeah, this would be much more easier just to record it off the TV set than to actually buy these things.
Yeah.
Nobody was actually buying these VHSs maybe until like the 90s when everyone had a lot of money.
Wow.
So,
wow.
or either you just rent it out to the video
Bro.
store because video rentals are still up and running.
This actually is fucking astounding to me because like you see like the access we have to entertainment now. $98. That's like I don't know, probably like a year's worth of like Netflix subscription.
Yeah. Now, I think the count this is probably why they jacked up the prices so high. Is probably because like there was a lawsuit going on back then where Sony was battling Disney and Universal for copyright infringement, because they because of Sony's Betamax.
Wow. Okay.
Because you can record stuff off the TV, and then these media companies saw the attention that they were pretty much pirating these movies, but Disney and Universal lost the case because it's apparently fair use to record stuff off the TV for their own use.
Right.
And then nobody would be able to pirate it. If they had won the case, we wouldn't even be able to have recordings of the television for archives.
Right.
So that's what I think. Now we go on to Sentai VHS. Now this is the real stuff. Aside from they only released Denji Man, Sun Vulcan, and Dynaman between the late 80s. 3 shows, or actually count 5 of them as shows.
Is it like every episode in the one tape or?
No. This is basically I think it's a select few episodes, and I'll go into that later on right now.
Sure.
So here's the release schedule for Turbo Ranger. The VHS releases, and if you see the episode listed on these 6 volume, they're all scattered and they're not in chronological order. Also, they also are missing a lot of episodes, especially episode 1. Volume 1 doesn't have episode 1. They only selected 2 to 6.
Right.
Volume 2, 7, 8, 10, 14, 15. So you're missing maybe another 4 episodes, and then it continues, goes there. And as I mentioned, 9,500 yen, and the total cost of all 6 volume tapes costs about 5,700 yen.
What?
Yeah, the conversions I did in 1993 when these were being released would be about $7,507.76.
Yep.
Come to the inflation of 2020, $806.69.
69, but damn, just to have all that.
Yeah, just have all that, and you're not getting a complete collection here.
Yeah. Well,
and this
episode
is probably
1 isn't
why.
even there.
Okay, you can go on for a second.
Yeah, sorry, episode 1 isn't even on there, and then like, okay, yeah, there's a couple of missing ones. Okay, yep, sorry. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
This is probably why people didn't like Turbo Ranger as much, because they realized the episodes were missing and they probably didn't get to see the full series in whole. I probably think there's some important episodes that went missing during this selection process.
Oh, okay.
And we also go into later on where they also have Jetman was released on VHS. The last early 80s show that was released on VHS was Dynaman. They didn't get Bioman to Live Man, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
No Metal Hero shows were released because Bandai was having doing their Super Video Series releases, which were quite cheap for the time. But they're like clip shows. They're not exactly the whole series.
Right.
So,
there you go. I wouldn't mind a Jetman like collection, but I don't know if I want to have all those VHS tapes. So it's cool. You got like the Jetman members and on the side there.
Yeah, you got Jetman members on the spines. It's so nice to see here and there.
Yeah.
But the price, goddamn. Also, it's not. I don't even know if I can even have the room for this.
Okay.
I know.
Sorry, like the $900 price was like if you want to buy it back when it came out, right?
Yeah, that's
How
right.
much would you need to spend if you want to get that collection nowadays?
Oh, good question.
If you can find them, right?
If we can find them, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I think I've seen a few of them in Yahoo Japan auctions. Some of them are incomplete collections.
Right.
Most of them going for at least about $200 at least for like maybe 4 tapes.
Okay, all right.
So I don't know how the quality fared because some of them
Yeah.
might have suffered from generation loss.
Even
And,
like the pictures in these photos, they look like the colors have already been diluted. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'm assuming
probably
it's a
because they
restage.
displayed it in the sun. That's
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Yeah. Oh, good old fun. Yep. Cool.
Also, laser discs. They only had two. They didn't release very much of laser discs, so it's very limited to a small scope of series that they tried doing. They tried doing Ranger for 2 volumes. I think they were
Wait,
almost.
this was the packaging for Laserdisc. Huh.
Yeah, this is basically for Laserdisc.
Okay, cool. They're a lot cheaper than the VHS tapes. Or the
Yeah,
Betamax.
because they're using what they call CLV discs, which can hold up to 60 minutes per side,
Yeah.
but it doesn't missing a lot of the features like frame by frame, reverse rollback, a lot of things that made Laserdisc discs pretty much expensive. So
Cool,
they would
cool.
hold 4 episodes on 2 sides
Yep.
for 1 disc, which is why it's cheap. If you had what's it called, CAV, which pretty much has all the bells and whistles of what a Laserdisc machine could do,
Right.
it would cost a lot more.
Also, I just want to
because you have to
say,
print it.
I just want to say that artwork on O Ranger, man, that looks like a Power Ranger artwork more than a Sentai artwork with those muscles on
Yeah, that is
Red
true.
Range. Also, hello, Just
Also-
Chris. Welcome to the stream. How are you? So, yep.
Also, I think apparently in the US they were trying to track down the Laserdisc releases of O-Ranger versus Kaku Ranger at the time because they were
Right.
being imported.
Did they adapt this parts of this movie into like the Zeo?
Yeah, they did.
They did. Okay, cool.
To a 2-parter, I think it was. So
So
don't remember that.
that was like our first crossover experience with Power Rangers, huh?
That's strange.
Alien Rangers. Yeah.
Well. Yes, so it's like 4 episodes a disc for about 50,000 yen. So you're not getting much. They cancelled it after the 2nd volume because I realized that television series doesn't really sell well on Laserdisc.
Right. Okay.
And because even though people usually rent Laserdisc out, because in Japan, Laserdisc was the most robust system because it was easy to use. Most people just rent them out, or otherwise they just collect them.
Right. Okay. See, back in Indonesia, or back when I was growing up in Indonesia, anyway, I'd never heard of laser discs or anything. We just had VCDs for the longest time I could remember. Even VHS was like really early.
Oh yeah, they came out a little early, but
Yeah.
this is a very niche medium that not many people knows.
Yeah,
I even tried to talk to
VCD was like a inferior DVD version of DVD, basically, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I had to say about the Laserdisc. They obviously didn't sell well, but the fact is that not many people know them. I talk to people at antique shops asking, "Where do you have Laserdisc?" And they're like, "What's the Laserdisc?"
Legit me right now, but yeah.
Yeah, it seems to sound about right. The only way you can get a Laserdisc is through eBay nowadays, and Laserdisc database is pretty much the prominent site for archiving Laserdisc releases, but they don't just listings, and people can just modify that.
Okay.
And now, this is one thing I want to go
scanning. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is what Toei does with their older releases is telecine, and telecine is basically this inferior process of scanning film into high resolution. So this is basically the process of trying to get doing as cheaply as possible, but they do it in the worst way as they could. Most of the time, when I'll get into later releases where they use poor telecine transfers. But there is one method that's really good called scanning. And scanning is usually the process where it takes a little longer, but you get the best results as possible. There's a whole list down here, which this is a summary, where you have multiple passes for telecine, one for the low res for the dailies, high res for the final edit, gradings, and effects.
Wow.
You can do only a single pass of the film during scanning. Think of it in a way where it's you're working with compressed images and raw images format. And telecine in comparison, is basically the JPEG of film. And scanning is basically the RAW file. With scanning, you basically have all versatility, so much information you can work with. and it's basically in this pristine format as you could. Now with telecine, it's almost like you lost information here or there. It's not very good. It's also inferior. There's this little video that pretty much demonstrates that you now telecine uses a process called edge guarding, and that's trying to what the goal for edge guarding is trying to prevent the film to warp between the scanning process, but it's very
right, because that was a issue back in the early days of projection, right? Like the film.
Yeah, essentially. So they didn't have anything like pressure plates or whatever. They only had was edge guarding, so that can pretty much go through really quickly. And if you compare the two images, which they're not very stable.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got optical pin registration, which is used in scanning, which stabilizes the image, and edge guarding warps the film like maybe little bits of warp.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you don't see this very often because with Toei's processes, it's basically very. They tried at least to get their engineers to fix some of the edge guarding problems.
Right.
But you also got problems with telecine. Is you got a lot of noise which cannot be. You got a lot of noise, even though that generates a lot of the image. Some of the colors can get skewed and warmed. They don't have any detection of like dirt, so they'd have to manually spew off the dirt with like a piece of sticky tape.
All right.
And
did you make the like? I like how you're putting all these together. I feel like I'm in like a uni lecture right now, but like what I'm actually interested in like watching them. Like, like it's just like for
very technical and confusing, but that's the thing. I understand.
Like I feel like I should be taking notes right now. Yeah. All right. So multiple.
And then you got with scanning, it pretty much eliminates all those problems. But the problem with scanning a tokusatsu show when you got episodes for 50 episodes, and they probably don't have the energy to do that. Which is probably why they chose to do the telecine method.
Isn't a lot of like toku shows like stock footage they already like filmed for previous episodes anyway?
Yeah, they did. All on composite. Some of them would at least. It's several examples, so I can pinpoint one where it's just the flying birds that they use all the time.
Fair enough.
One scene that birds fly off the tree.
Oh man.
If you know what that is.
We'll look at it actually because I'm not sure. I don't remember that. Yeah, we'll look it up after this if you want.
Yep.
Alright.
I'll probably link you to one of the clips that I understand where it is.
Okay. Cool.
But TLD, scanning is much better than working with telecines, and obviously it's almost the same way as working with raw images and versus JPEGs. Let's get that out of the way.
All right.
Now, here's the problem because Kamen Rider, the OG show, was done on telecines. And what they did here is all by chronological order. All the dirt removal was done by clear tape because telecine machines do not have any way to detect any dirt whatsoever. And the second offending part is the telecine scan, which again, as I said, telecine has multiple passes, and multiple passes means that the more use the film has, the more damage it probably does to the film itself. This jeopardizes preservation of HD restorations, and it also makes it almost impossible to have like a true HD version of Kamen Rider as a series.
All right.
So, and you also, but this is also the one thing this is the video itself that pretty much ignited the topic that I wanted to do today, because they did the same thing that the Godzilla films did when they tried to do the HD transfers back in 2008 with all the Godzilla backlog films. They did this with a telecine scan, but they tried to market it off as like pure high vision. That's like this new HD. Even though telecine is basically older than like this basically exists since the 90s, so they're basically using very old machines. And this is the exact machine that they used for the Godzilla restoration for the HD transfers for Godzilla. And then
I haven't watched the original Godzilla film, like original Godzilla.
It's very.
Am I able to like come across like a version of it online or something? You
I'm
reckon?
not even sure. I
Um,
do have a Heisei box set I can mail to you sometime.
Oh
but,
shit!
I don't
Yeah. So we
I don't
can
have the show.
we can just do like a I don't know, like a movie night sometime in the Discord or something.
Yeah, we could
I
do
can
that.
just share screen. Oh, all good. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and the last part they do is digital noise removal. So they go with I think what they do is transfer the whole entire thing into HD tapes. But I haven't been confirmed that yet since I wasn't able to get any information back whatsoever. I tried to go to Overtime Fan Subs Discord to get some answers, but haven't got back anything yet. Not too sure if after the telecine scan if it goes to HD tape or another medium. But
Right.
what they do is. But I understand that working on noise removal and you see the mouse cursor, it's all done digitally. So that's
Okay.
one of the few things that you see is probably patched up. Now, I'm not going to lie, the actual HD transfers of Kamen Rider are pretty nice. They're watchable, but they're not. They could have been so much better or better handled as far as we're concerned.
Okay. And it's all mostly
Now,
like
this
show. Sorry. Yeah. Remastering
yeah.
MMPR. Sorry. Oh.
Yeah, you want to say something here?
Ah, no, like so mostly Showa era Kamen Riders is like harder to come by than like.
It's either harder to come by, but either they didn't have the proper sources. I think it's between Kamen Rider X and Stronger. They were
Stronger.
using tape masters
Right,
because
okay.
they didn't have the 16mm reels to restore it from.
All right.
So, so as far as I'm concerned. Now,
Okay.
remastering MMPR is also a questionable thing because if you think about it, there's like 3 different sources of Power Rangers you have to come across from. You got the American footage, which was shot on film, edited on tape, and then the final masters on analog tape. So it's basically 3 generations lost, but all the editing was not on tape.
Damn.
So if they really want to go back to Power Rangers, they'll have to go back to the films. They have to go back to 60mm films, edit those 60mm films, putting those composite effects here and there, and then. Even though most of it's really simple, but it's an old show that really uses primitive techniques.
Didn't they try to like remaster MMPR back in 2010?
Yeah, but that wasn't really a remaster. That was just to overlay of special effects. They didn't even go back through the film. They didn't even go back to the original film print.
Yeah, because I remember like they added like all these unnecessary like comic book panel-y effects. Like the bat, it'll make it looking like the 60s Batman show, like when an enemy gets hit, you go boom, kapow. But like, yeah, I wasn't sure if they restored like the footage or not, or if it was like, okay, fair enough. Yep.
My second point comes down as the series of Ju 1.5 and which Ju 2 is basically the footage monster battles where it's where they were made specifically for the show for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So because they also ordered 1.5 as well for filler footage, and I think I mentioned this on episode 3 when Magic and Sogo say, "Magic, what? Make my monster grow." That's from 0.5. That wasn't actually from Jew Ranger, so they got nobody knows where the whereabouts of those. So because I'm pretty sure they were either given the tapes to edit it for, or they weren't given 60mm prints as well. So that also jeopardized it.
Right.
Jew Ranger already had its clean telecine scan with the film masters, so this is if you watch Jew Ranger in its pure form, it looks so much better than many other shows because it's been mastered on film rather than using the tapes. That's a very inconsistent thing with a lot of the Toei releases. Is that some of them use tapes, and then some of them may look good than they should be, especially when you compare Jetman to 5-Man, and 5-Man just looks good because it's been remastered on film, and we're not using the source.
Zero 2, that's the footage. Wait, it was the Zero Ranger suits against the like Die Ranger monsters, right? Because that would have been for season 2. Yeah.
It's a bit of the Die Ranger monsters and original monsters as well. So
no
they
sound.
had to...
Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Wait.
Okay. All right. All right. Tape master. Damn. All right. Okay. Get on to. All right. No, sorry. I see. I was gonna ask about like Shout Factory's releases, but I see you have a point on that now. Okay. So
yeah. Some of the masters were either international masters. Some of the original ones didn't want to use it. It was either damaged, unclean, or missing. No one knows what happens to them. But exactly, international masters were basically processed NTSC format, which is used in the US. Power region, which is where we were. then it gets transferred back to NTSC. So it's basically a free scan transfers. Now, the difference between those two formats is PAL runs at 50 frames, NTSC uses at 60.
Right. Okay. Well, what's
so
ours? We're PAL, right?
We're PAL, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But we stopped using that for a while, so
yeah.
now
I don't see that on like cases anymore. yeah.
That's a lot of the old stuff. And there's a link that can go into depth with it through Bunny Hat, if anyone wants to check that out as well.
Okay. All right.
So we can on further reading as well.
Oh, cool.
Now,
further reading.
Now, here's the interesting thing about Heisei Kamen Rider was edited. In Cougar's case.
Cougar, alright, yeah.
In Cougar's case, they shot the actual show in 1080 interlace, sorry. Yeah. So everything was all 1080i. When they realized that they didn't have the technology to edit in 1080i, they were forced to downscale to 480 interlace. And all the composite effects, all the special effects were done in 480i.
So they had to downgrade the footage for the technology at the time. Okay, so is there a 1080 like release of Cougar at the moment?
No, there isn't, and that's the problem. Because like what they did with the Blu-rays was they took the 480 interlace, upscaled them to 1080, 720p, 1080i, and but it's much more than that. Although considering that, I'll get into that a little bit more in the next few slides as well. It's a broadcast and DVDs as well, also at 480 interlace. So that's the final version that they have. Now, the DVDs are probably the biggest problem that Kamen Rider fans despise so much, because it was mastered on analog tapes, which have a lot of visual defects. There's things like dot crawl, mud. You got rainbowing. I'll explain that because I got a few comparison slides that I can show you that pretty much show the differences between the tapes, the DVDs and the Blu-rays.
Interesting.
And I'll see where the significance is.
All right.
Now, between Argato to Blade, they pretty much shot the show on 1080 interlace, and then they edited it in 480 interlace because it was much easier to work in that format.
Wait, hang on. So
they realized
they still filmed Agito onwards in 1080, not 480.
They didn't do 1080 back until they started doing Hibiki.
Because I'm looking at this. I don't know if that's a typo. Or is that meant to be 480i? Okay.
Yeah, it's meant to be 480i.
Yeah. Okay, so they. Oh damn. So they shot it in 480.
They shot in 480, edited in 480 as well. So that's what the edited version is exactly what the DVDs came out exactly with. And then the broadcasting version was letterboxed, as far as I'm concerned.
Letterboxed.
And
I got a good old,
Now, if you were to find any Blu-rays between Argato the Blade, be prepared to be ripped off because they're not going to be. They're going to be upscaled 480 interlaced video formats. You're not going to get anything better than 1080 or 7.
So it's not like True HD. It's just an upscale.
Yeah, it's basically an upscale. It's essentially just worthless.
Okay, all right. No.
Now I got a few comparison shots on the side.
Yeah.
This is why the Cougar Blu-rays were such a huge deal back in the 2017 because it was basically a new transfer of the 480i, even though that now the original DVD was basically on tape. Now the problem with that is, I mentioned earlier, you got like dot crawl and rainbowing, which were pretty much two examples above. And if you see some of the colors are a little bit better on the Blu-ray. You have some of them are skewed.
Yeah.
You see
I would say you see more of the blue sky in the DVD release, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. The picture quality definitely is more crisp on the Blu-ray version.
Yeah. That's right. I think the analog tape masters are basically just a generation down. So it's from what I can understand.
Right.
And then you go to the next screenshot, and then you find bits of rainbowing on the mouthpiece of Titanform Cougar, which is on the bottom left corner.
Okay.
rainbowing is yeah. It's not as severe, but there are probably worse examples, and I'll show you that later on.
Okay.
And
I had to really look for it, but yeah. Okay, I see it.
yeah, you have to
Yeah.
really look for it. But if you, this only defeats the problem if you're watching it on desktop. But if you're watching it on TV, it just gets much worse. As everything's all fine, it's like all of the colors are pretty much a little bit better. The reflection of the Titanform armor is a little bit better on that side as well. Now here we come to the confusing part. Now this is from the DVD, and now if you can see a lot of the occurring issues. Anything that is reflective, you'll see a lot of rainbowing effects onto it. A bit of dot crawl on some of the areas as well. You see, like, if you look at Godai's hand, some of the swing, some parts of the swing, mostly beats of the trees as well, which also have some rainbowing artifacts as well.
Yeah.
You see Godai's sister's hand, you can see a little bit of rainbowing as well.
Yep.
Which is not meant to be seen as well. Okay.
This is Kuga, right?
This is Kuga's DVD released, yes.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the Blu-ray,
whoa! Okay.
It is so much better.
Yeah.
It is pretty much indistinguishable between night and day. There is no dot crawl, there is no rainbowing artifacts.
Yeah,
it's
alright.
much more crisper, and then what you would imagine.
Yeah.
And that's probably because of the processes they did. It's a much better transfer. Now, there's the other scene from the DVD.
God
if
damn.
you look at Ichijo-san's eye, his hair, his colleague's hair, some of the edges, I think some of the gun as well, and the shoulder blade has a lot of
rainbowing. Yeah, I just want to point out, like, looking at all these like screenshots from like older Kamen Rider shows. This is like the first of the Heisei, right?
Yeah, this is cool.
Like, and comparing it to like the one I just watched, Kamen Rider Saber, the second Reiwa series. This feels like a show like, I don't know, like my uncle or dad would watch. Like the older shows, like this feels like a J-drama show, looking like a J-drama looking show more than like a kids show. Which is very
because most J-drama shows are actually shot in 480 interlace or 1080 interlace for Kuga's case.
Yeah,
and they're all edited in that format because it's cheaper to tune out compared to something like a high-budget tokusatsu show. I think I don't know if this was an intentional choice or this was going by cheapness, as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
How do we go to the next screenshot? You don't see those. It's much better.
Yeah.
Even though like moves by maybe 1 millisecond.
Maybe I'll watch Kuga instead.
You definitely should.
Yeah, alright.
I don't know where you can find Blu-ray masters now. I have to give some of them to you before because most of whatever you find online, it's either DVD, the DVD versions, which you do not want to watch.
Okay.
And you also I think Shout Factory also licenses it as well, but I'm not sure the VPN will let you access that.
Okay. Oh yeah, their streaming service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Something like that.
Yeah. I think I need to get a better VPN as well. Oh, what's this?
Yeah, I still do that. This one's the DVD. The Blu-ray this time around.
Yep.
Now just get you to look at that for a second. Now it's still much worse. You see dot crawl on the text. Let's see.
Yeah.
See some of it, but you still see some of all the other rainbowing artifacts.
Yeah. Especially on the tie there.
Yeah, especially the tie on his hair as well.
Yeah.
Now, if I go back and forth, now.
Oh my god.
Here's the question for you: Which one do you prefer? Number 1, number 2?
Number 1. This one.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Just exactly like an eye test here.
Yeah. There's no animation in between, right? It's not transitioning slowly between each images.
It's not transition. This is
it's just cutting. But it feels like my eyes are adjusting to the differences. Like like it's loading the Blu-ray section, the Blu-ray part. Okay, all right, cool, man. Okay.
Now, here's Now the problem with Time Ranger as well is because of bad telecine as well. Because what happens basically, you're working with interlaced video, So you got fields instead of frames. So you mostly have like 3 different types of frames, which are supposed to be merged into one. This whole entire process is technical because what they did with this is why Overtime subs had such a hard time trying to encode this show. It is essentially because what they were trying to do was fix the video itself, and what they did was this huge line of code, which essentially tries to fixate a 3:2 pull down. I think it's what it's called. That's what happens when you just like try to merge some of the fields into like this seamless frame, so it doesn't look like it's like 4 different images into one. See, if you look, this is coming from episode 6 on the boat scene, and see a bunch of those images. See a bunch of those images down here, where it's just like you got what is it? Some of them are identical to others, but most of them have like this very terrible 4 frames into one. So what they try to do is basically try to merge them into one as well.
Right. Jesus, Japan's still living in the 80s when it comes to film production. Oh. Alright.
I guess.
So I was like, hey, ASD, K-Laj. It's been a while, how are you? But yeah, alright. So the primary issue with this is okay. Alright, yeah.
I had to dig this up on the web archive because it's no longer available on the Overtime website where they did this.
Right.
They used to have this whole entire process. I put the link up there because it's basically preserved and it's been cached from the first version available, which thank God I had to use Web Archive for a lot of these things to work.
Jeez.
And now,
right.
as I mentioned about the Blu-rays as well, because I mentioned earlier that Agito was basically a 480 interlace upscaled for Blu-ray, and you're not going to get a better definition, and it's going to cost you about $285 for one box set. And if you look at the equation here, where it's like you got 10 DVDs for maybe about 500 yen for about $766, and about 4 free Blu-ray boxes for about maybe $100 more.
Fuck.
And that is quite a lot, and it's also kind of greedy as well, considering that there's only special features on the second box set, I think.
Okay.
That's from what I can.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, how often do these DVD release or Blu-ray releases have like bonus features in them, or like special, or deleted scenes and stuff?
Very rarely. Most of them are just either.
Really? Fuck.
Most of the time, when you're just buying a Blu-ray from like the latest Sentai or series, it's just basically all the episodes just crammed into a box, and
okay.
They don't seem to care about special features. They don't put in deleted scenes. They don't put in special content or anything like that. Okay. So that's why that's apparently only good use for fan subs, so they can get a clean copy of the the transfer. Considering that it's very because they started filming on 1080p, and it's just like I think it's just digitally now, so they don't have to. But it's also stuck in this format, so preservation efforts are kind of useless as well.
Preservation is definitely important, especially when it comes to like tokusatsu stuff. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
So
this is
$285 for a box set. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who would have thought? I was so tempted to be. I was like, why did fan subs don't exist for the Blu-rays? And now I know why. Because it's basically useless to have fan subs for Blu-rays because you're not getting any quality difference. You're basically getting the DVD in a Blu-ray, and that's it.
God damn. All right. Yep. Damn.
And I guess this is where I conclude things because other than that. That's all I got for tonight.
That's pretty much it. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Now, these release issues, does it only mostly apply to like tokusatsu shows, or does it like apply to like? Because Toei Animation, that's still like that's a part of Toei, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like wondering like how well have they done with like releasing like home video stuff for like Digimon or.
Digimon I'm not too sure about, but I do know a few things about Dragon Ball Z because that's one of the few projects that they're pretty much doing right now. they're doing a frame to frame restoration as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
So they do.
haven't they done like haven't they re-released like Dragon Ball already before?
They did it on the Dragon boxes, Toei themselves, but Funimation's been doing all these releases. So
Yeah. Hello Gomez 007. How are you today? Sorry, yeah. Funimation. That's a different. Is that another division of Toei or?
no,
Funimation's a
they're
different one?
basically the licensor for
The license.
Toei.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so they have the Dragon Ball license because they did the dub for it. They pretty much
Yeah.
own the dubs and the rights to it, as far as I'm concerned. With that being said, the last Dragon Ball Z release from Funimation was basically a dud because what they did was just basically a digital remaster instead of a frame-to-frame remaster, so everything looked like a gummy mess, and it was
Really?
people started complaining it was really unwatchable.
Wait, this
Also,
this
it
wasn't
was
Dragon Ball Z Kai, was it? Or, no, I don't know what it's
No, it
called.
wasn't. This was the original Dragon Ball Z. This was
Okay.
last year.
Alright.
They were crowdfunding this as well, so
Oh,
it
it
was
was crowd-
very
Yeah. Okay.
it was almost limited to the US, so we didn't get it.
Oh damn. I wonder if Madman
which,
did a release for
To be
that.
fair, I don't know if they would, because now they're gonna release steelbook versions of the widescreen. I think remasters they did like several 2014ish when they started releasing them in seasons. That's what happens. I think, to be fair, I feel like Dragon Ball has probably the worst case of home media releases than Toei stuff
The
does.
worst.
When
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just poorly mishandled. I feel like I'm under the impression that they done much worse than I anticipated. So,
Alright.
given that, I understand that people forgive Toei a lot of times because they didn't want to. They really are defending of like video quality and such. But apparently, I kind of purged it with this episode today, and showing how much.
Nah, bro, that's so okay. It was very informative, actually. It was probably like the most informative episode we've had in our 6-week run.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
finally,
Thank you for preparing that, though. I appreciate it. Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, man. It's like I'm glad that I was able to get this off my chest now.
Where do you see the Toei's like releases on like tokusatsu shows in the future? In like.
Well, that's a good question because everything's started going through streaming now.
Yeah. And yeah, everything's moving to like the streaming platform. It's for like the well, I imagine surely it costs less, right, than producing like physical DVDs.
I mean, it does, but when you're storing these shows, I don't think it'll be. I think they're going to go for the cheapest methods as possible. If you look at Toei Tokusatsu World, the channel that's on YouTube, a lot of their shows that haven't even been released on any physical format whatsoever, they're pretty much stuck on a single telecine scan, so they're on like 480p or 320p. I think this is basically down to the laziness or just the fact that they thought that a smaller size can at least nobody really notice it because it's such an old show or something like that. But the transfer could be so much better.
Right.
And because a lot of old films can look better than 4K, it can go up to a higher quality. It could do that. They just couldn't do it.
I don't think like I just think 4K is like unnecessary. Even like some like even watching some shows in like 1080p now, I feel like I don't know if I want to see like all the details happening. Like if I go back like one generation, like go to a 720p quality, I feel like this is like I can sit with this. This is like I'm immersed enough but like it's enough for me to like it doesn't look real enough. Like I'm escaping to like another world. Like like just to, just enjoy a show. Like basically I want to get at is the Marvel films. They. I don't know, some of like looking back now, like especially with the Blu-ray releases, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I can really tell like because of like the quality of like how everything looks. I can tell what's CGI or not. You know,
Yeah.
if I go to like an older MCU film, I feel like it's done better in some of them. Yeah, I don't know. Even like just older films in general. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think John Favreau's Iron Man was there was a juxtaposition of both practical effects and
Yeah.
CG.
Yeah.
Didn't they do the whole suit? Like they crafted the whole Iron Man suit as a practical.
Yeah, I imagine they would have
something
to,
like that. I think-
so just to see like how the lighting and stuff would bounce off the suits and stuff. Right?
Yeah, and I remember Robert Downey Jr. quoting that it was like the Halloween ever, just putting on the Iron Man suit on set.
Even though like it's like when it's like during the action sequence, it's all CGI really though. But yeah. Or he would have
But
like
all-
just the top part of it on, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Oh, that Iron Man film, first Iron Man film, is actually I don't know. I wouldn't mind rewatching that now. It has been a while.
yeah, that is true. I haven't watched it since 2008 as well, so
Oh man, yeah.
we need to get back to that sometime. If you end up having to lift the restrictions, we can come to your house and probably watch it.
Yeah, we'll see how our city's going in the next couple of things. Yeah. What's up, Q? Yeah, okay. All right. Do you? What are the hopes? Well, okay, actually, now that you're well on the topic of like Toei and releasing like Toei's releases and Kamen Rider, I'll just talk about one thing for a bit. Masked Rider.
Yeah.
Do you think? I know this would mostly fall under Saban, but like,
Yeah.
what are the chances of us getting a Masked Rider DVD or a Blu-ray release?
Oh my god, they keep. Shout Factory wanted to announce it several years ago,
Right,
but
yeah.
never got around to it. And I'm pretty sure the reason why they couldn't get to it was probably because of the fact that either the original tapes masters were either missing, or
Oh.
they just just like. I mean, they said they were going to do it, but it's just taking a while because you're basically juxtaposition. I don't even know if they even have the tape masters for the for Black RX. I
Okay.
do know that they did tell City the whole thing, and
Yeah.
now there's a HD version of Black RX.
I thought it was very weird that they chose Black RX to adapt. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
There really isn't any other shows that
That was-
Ishinimori Productions was doing, but
Right.
at the
right.
time.
Was
But-
Black RX the
because
last
most-
thing to the last one before Kamen Rider had a hiatus, or?
Yeah, technically in show form, and then Bandai
Oh, right.
pretty much took over, did the Shin Kamen Rider
Shin
prologue,
and J, right?
Shin, Zeto, and J. Yeah,
Zeto and J. Okay, cool.
Zeto is a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie, I love
Their
the
movies?
yeah, I love that movie. It was even though it's quickly paced and it's doesn't really develop too much, but it's very fun to watch. It's
I
very-
know this is Z, this is J, but I have the hardest time trying to tell the difference between J and Zeto. Which
the only thing I can differentiate them between the two was
okay,
what is it?
I see the
different
subtle
colors.
differences now, like the collar, I guess. But they look.
it,
Is it just a recolor of the same suit?
nah, I don't even know if that was intentional though.
But
I
alright, but one of them
But
grows
do you
big,
know what-
right? Like becomes.
Yeah.
Is it J?
J, it's J.
Oh.
Do you know what the J stands for?
What?
Jumbo.
Jump. Okay, I was gonna say giant. Alright, Jumbo. Okay, so Kamen Rider Jumbo.
Like that one
fair
SpongeBob
enough.
episode. It's like you're supposed to put it to W for Wumbo.
God damn. Is this a Fires Kamen Rider?
Yeah.
If you're looking at-
Wait a second. I'm looking at that. I'm not. I think I might have to change your display.
Shit. Sorry, don't worry. I can't really. Anyway, I'm just
Oh yeah, it's a Riot Trooper. That's right.
Trooper. Okay, cool. Man, I
Yeah,
just wanna.
it's from.
I wanna get some Kamen Rider Cup model kits now. They're a little fun build.
I don't know if they'll blend in with my collection because I got figure arts, and
Figure arts.
that's the few Kamen Rider merch I got. Also some soft vinyls, but I got
Yeah.
some those. I did send you pictures of the Slow Choco Henshins I got.
Yeah, have you got them yet? Where are they?
Not yet. I think
Nah.
they're all the way in Western Australia, as far as I'm concerned.
Rip. I feel like I wonder if the package I sent you is gonna have to go to another state before going to you to get processed.
I don't think that would be possible with your package.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because I do have the figurized standard of Kabuto, and like the other models look really cool. I would like to have them.
I'm just I'm just skeptical on like painting them exactly because most of the details that they left for stickers are basically not even scribed into the model kit.
Okay. Yeah, but
This is almost like the case with the Sodos
yeah.
where they did all the details on the stickers, and if you screw them up, you're pretty much left for dead because you can't get reproductions.
Okay.
Reproduction stickers, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if there's anyone that's pretty much making these.
Maybe check out BD15 decals because I just ordered the Hasbro Dino Megazord set. They're like they're just sort of like standard release toys, I guess. Really meant for kids, but like I can't be bothered paying for a Soul of Chogokin or a Legacy Dino Sword because they're like $300 or $400, and these are just like $50 for the whole set. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm so close to buying the Hasbro version, but
Yeah.
I'm not too sure which one. I was about to get the OG 92 version from.
Yeah.
They'll sell it for at least about
$100.
$200, but it wasn't complete.
Yeah.
It was missing just horns for the Triceratops
Okay.
and a little tail tip for the Tyrannosaurus.
I just want to have it for display behind my lighting collection, Mighty Morphin, I guess. And like all the missing details, I ordered like some decals from BD15. I've seen some people apply it and they look good. Yeah, a bit more on the cartoony side, but yeah, still. Yeah. They're vibrant. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was just concerned. I was about to get scared because the listing. I posted this. The listing was not very deceiving. It's like some DreamWorks trolls. It has a picture of the saber-toothed tiger and the Triceratops. It's like an entire. It was just weird. I don't even know if I was gonna get scanned from Amazon or not.
Amazon. I doubt you'd get scammed from Amazon. Depending on the seller, I guess, because like I ordered from Amazon.
Coming from Amazon US themselves.
US, yeah, from Amazon US themselves, yeah. This artwork is pretty dope though. But anyway.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that poster. Yeah, but yeah, I think all right. I guess that's the show for today, right?
I guess we can call it off from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I sort of did like half an hour of a bit yesterday. I'll probably like combine it together. But a big a normal length episode. Okay. What are you watching at the moment? So we can like get back to it next week.
Because I was pretty much doing the research for this presentation, I didn't get it up to that much. So I think I was rewatching a bit of Agito and Kuga.
Kuga and Agito because for the research.
Yeah.
Still as good as you remember it, or?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay, that's good. Because like every time someone asks me, like, do you still watch Mighty Morphin? I'm like, I tried going back to it, and it's not as good as I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Rider kick though. Which Kamen Rider has the best rider kick? You reckon? Could that be a whole other topic for another day?
Another day, I guess. But if I were to choose one, like right on the spot, I really like Kuga's kick. Because even though it's like very raw as hell, and it's just it's a very minimal CG, but the impact is like the impact is just
the impact. All right. Well, one thing I've mentioned before, like multiple times on the show, less CG feels better, especially for tokusatsu, the genre that's known for, physical, special effects. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anything else? Any points? Any more points you gotta bring up?
No. They're pretty much worn out because I talk so much.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for doing that, man. I appreciate that. Cool. All right. Plug yourself before I wrap it up.
All right, so I started using Twitter again.
Sweet.
I'm under the aliases of at K10
What? I'll just open up my Twitter.
Yeah,
Put it on the screen.
if you don't use Twitter, and
Yeah.
then you can
Is it?
sure
At
KTAN.
KTAN. Wait,
And-
what? KTAN?
KTAN TANOUVON.
KTAN TANOV.
OUV. Actually, I'll link it into the Discord.
OUVN. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm butchering your name.
I just followed you before we started the show, so
Oh, did you? Okay, sweet.
so it should be it should be in the notification.
Tenshi? Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Ah, that's it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's you. Okay, this is Kingston's Twitter. If anyone wants to hit him up, for some Toku content. And yeah,
I may not use it as much, but I'll try to see if I can get used to it. Even though it doesn't really have a good reputation for as a big sis. I tried it.
No worries. Also Megablack's Megaposting on YouTube. I am TokuTalk everywhere, and obviously right here, twitch.tv/TokuTalk. Concludes episode 6, I reckon. Yay. A bit of a interesting topic that we went to today. Next week, if we have any, I'm thinking maybe we look at some tokusatsu games.
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah, otherwise we'll come up with another one if we don't get to do that. Alright, that's about it. Thanks everyone for dropping in, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you are.
Yep.
And as always, stay nifty. That's the thing I always say now. Alright, I guess.
And I am sorry if I let you guys. Okay, yeah.
Wait, what's up? Whatever. I just said
I'm
myself.
sorry if I bored you guys today, but
No, that's all good. And I learned a lot of stuff today, especially with the home releases stuff, like home media releases, and how much they cost. Fuck, man, I'm suddenly like, okay, I don't mind, living in that way, like everything's like much more accessible than it used to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is probably why the Shout Factor releases are so desirable now. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh. Alright, I might look into more Kamen Rider episodes, and we'll talk about it next time. Alright.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.